Yo, what is up everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News, back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a recap of what happened today at day 4 of CDL Champs, as well as what you can expect tomorrow for day 5 of CDL Champs. Of course, we kicked things off with the London Royal Ravens taking on the Paris Legion, and of course the Ravens beat the Legion 3-1. Of course, I did say that I wasn't sure how this one would go. I was favoring Legion just given their recent form, but you know, the gloves came off, so it looks like I was right. London did return to previous form when they allowed everything to just be thrown into the mix, if you will. So I'm not sure that that'll carry into tomorrow because they play the New York Subliners. So yeah, I think London will just have to be on another level to beat New York. Of course, in our second matchup of the day, we had OGla taking on the Minnesota Rocker, and quite surprisingly, OGla came away with a 3-0 sweep. Of course, we saw later on with Draza's reply to Exceed that there was a little bit of bad blood between the two teams because, like I had said yesterday, Minnesota has beaten OGla in scrims pretty recently, so Exceed had tweeted something out, and I'll post Draza's reply here. Yeah, so things got spicy on the TL today. All the pros were in the comments, and it was just mad. I mean, we haven't seen trash talk like this in years, legitimately. So it was kind of nice to have some old Call of Duty trash talk being thrown into the mix today. Of course, our third and fourth matches were both doozies. I'll start off with the third match, of course that being Atlanta Faze taking on the Chicago Huntsmen. This one, you guys know, like I've said on many occasions, Faze is my local team as I am an ATLian, and Chicago is my favorite team. So this matchup, I was really torn, but either way, I would be a winner and loser, and of course I was. On the side of my local team, of course, the Atlanta Faze, they walked away with the win 3-2. Major Maniac went insane. Clip right here.
And who is that? Major Maniac needs to try to stay alive, and he does. Big one-on-one win for him. This Envoy threw a fake, but Major Maniac here's Arsenis. He's finessing. What were we just talking about?
Come into my web! Come into my web! Major Maniac going off!
Yeah, but of course, it really hurt me to see Scump and Formal go down like that, especially when they really turned up the mustard today. Of course, Scump has been backpacking all weekend. Envoy really stepped it up. Alec really stepped it up. But I know Pristini, he had a pretty rough day. And I saw he tweeted out that, you know, he's not going to be looking at tweets or anything. He's just going to focus on making sure that doesn't happen again. He's focused on getting to the bag. And, you know, I respect that. I mean, I'm quite sure that all the pro players are just as hard on themselves, if not harder, than the fans are when they lose. So you always hate to see the fans attacking players. Of course, in our final matchup of the day, we had the Toronto Ultra taking on the Dallas Empire. And as we all expected, the Empire won. But unexpectedly for some, it was 3-2 in favor of the Empire. I, of course, said that this one could go the distance, but I backed Empire all the way. And of course, you guys know that I put my money down on Optic and Empire. Put a little bit more down on those two teams because I wasn't really sure about London Paris, and I wasn't really sure about Faze Chicago. But we're 7 for 8 on our big calls, our primary calls. So Champs has been really good to us in that sense. And we're hoping to keep things rolling tomorrow. I'll give you guys a little bit more on that once I give a preview of what to expect going into tomorrow. So going into tomorrow, we're going to kick things off with the New York Subliners taking on the London Royal Ravens. Personally, I'm expecting the Subliners to take this one pretty convincingly. So much so that I actually am going to take the Subliners at a handicap and an alternate bet. Yeah, we're going with handicaps again. That's crazy, right, guys? I mean, we haven't gone with handicaps in a while, but I do think that the Subliners are just in a different league entirely, and I do think they'll beat the Ravens. Similarly, I am favoring the Florida Mutineers for tomorrow's matchup, but after their matchup against Toronto, I don't know what to expect, especially since OGla are on good internet now. Florida, they didn't look lost. It's just Toronto is just that good at this point. I mean, we've only seen Florida realistically play one match so far, so it's pretty hard to rule them out, especially since they played a team who just won the last homestand of the year. With that being said, I think primarily I'm going to back Florida in this matchup, so I'm going to go with New York Subliners moneyline, as well as Florida Mutineers moneyline. I think OGla do have a chance to upset the Florida Mutineers, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see them losing 2 in a row and getting bounced out, especially not at this stage in the game with Awakening on the roster. I know that Florida has had their struggles earlier in the year, but Awakening and Skies, that combo is just so lethal. It's so stupid to bet against them. We've bet against them so many times this year, and it's always blown up in our faces, all of us as a community. So I can't do it in good faith. But on the same token, Slasher's trying to make that losers run again, so I wouldn't count out OGla. They've been playing incredibly well, and Florida and scrims lately haven't been looking too strong. So personally, I am just going to put a lot down on New York Subliners. I'm going to put the majority of my stakes down on Subliners tomorrow because I am so confident in them winning against the Ravens. And I'm going to hedge my parlay just because I can't really put a stamp on the Florida Optic match. I really just don't know what to think. I can't even say I favor a team right now. It's just so hard to call. I mean, Optic has been so good. They just 3-0'd Rocker, who almost beat the New York Subliners in multiple maps, and in my opinion, could have won that series quite easily. And New York played Chicago really tight. Chicago almost beat Faze. So if you see the web of my little power ranking, I'm thinking that OGla might be the official tissue. So I would say if you're going to bet tomorrow, run with the Subliners for sure. They're a lock in my opinion. But also be sure to hedge the parlay that you make with Florida Mutineers and Optic Gaming LA. The reason why I tell you to make sure that you hedge and put down your stakes initially is because we haven't gotten live lines in 2 days. We didn't get live lines yesterday after the whole map spoilage controversy, and we got no live lines today. They all were taken down before the matches started, so be sure to get your stakes in nice and early. In terms of the last matches of this tournament, I do see the Subliners going up against the Toronto Ultra, obviously, and I see the Florida Mutineers possibly going up against the Huntsmen, but either way, the Optic Gaming or Florida Mutineers matchup won't be easy for the Huntsmen, but I see them taking it. I mean, they almost beat Faze today, and Faze have been game planning for that one match for a very long time. And they were playing really well, apart from Major Maniac Map 4. I mean, Faze, they had a very concerted effort. Everyone was, contributing. They went to round 11 Map 2. It was a very close series, apart from the Ramaza. Of course, in the Map 4, where Scump just kind of blew it wide open. But otherwise, I mean, Chicago looked pretty good, so I wouldn't bet against them tomorrow. I think that whoever they see in their second match of the... in the other team's second match of the day is going to be in for it. Will that be Florida? Will that be Optic? That remains to be seen. But regardless, I think it'll be a great match. And in the case of the New York Subliners Toronto Ultra match, that will probably end up coming to fruition. Just based on the way that it's gone this season, and even recently, I would favor the Subliners just because I think the matchup, I think they just have Toronto's number for whatever reason. Similar to the Dallas Empire, I believe the Ultra have beaten them one time this year, but we see Dallas just got the win this time, and it was pretty convincing the way that they beat the Ultra. The Ultra aren't unbeatable, and they don't have anything quote-unquote figured out to make them that much better than other teams, but they definitely are in form right now. So with that being said, I would back the Subliners tomorrow. I think they're going to come out pretty hot and make a statement against Ravens. And I do think that since Ultra lost to Empire, it is going to kind of erode their confidence in a meaningful way. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, Ultra could pull it out again, but I also said that they wouldn't pull it out today, and that happened. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's champ season, so maybe Ultra win, make top 4 like I said they would yesterday, but I'm not 100% sold. They've had too many close matchups for me to just throw it away. I think that at a certain point the luck is going to run out, and the 250 249s and 250 245s are going to start turning into, 250 180s, and, I think it could get pretty crazy if Toronto don't kind of rein it in and just start blowing these teams out. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, I think that'll just about do it for me. I will catch you guys tomorrow night with another update. And I hope you guys enjoy all of the Call of Duty action heading into Sunday. Yeah, guys, it's been a great event so far. In spite of all the technical difficulties, we've had some really great matches. So hope you enjoy all the matches tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Once again, this has been Chris from Fake Sports News, and I am signing off. Peace.